Thanks for tuning in for CVN News. I'm Ray Larkins.
And I'm Bridget Ferber.
There's been a lot of things going on this week.
Students from high schools around the state participated in the annual robotics competition here at UMD. We will find out what Ann Arbor students think about our switch to the Wolverines, and we speak to Mr. UMD.
A few alumni were on campus helping students plan for the future, and Zach Wall stopped by to talk gay marriage. But first, let's check out what's going on with student government.
Student government elections are being held this week. Both parties are making their final stretch towards Election Day. For students who don't know, student government's primary function is to be the voice between the students and the administration. I spoke to members of both parties on their plans for the school's future.
This is our third year running for student government, and we have had leadership for the past 2 years going, and we're looking for a third term.
The new coming party, Student Voice, is looking for an opportunity to take over leadership of student government.
They've done a lot of work, and I really appreciate everything they've done for us, but as a party leader and as a fellow student, I feel like I can do more, and I can lay the next step for the foundation for a stronger, better student government.
First, we asked Anthony Wagner, running for Director of Inclusion, what he thinks his party can do for the school.
We do a lot of work in connecting students with the administrators, in advocating on their behalf for various initiatives. We sit on a host of different committees, which is incredibly important because in these committees that are run by faculty and staff, the student voice is really important.
Then we talked to Chandar Balakumar, running for Student Government President.
As a campus, we need to reach out more and in a more appealing way, and it's all about forming those interpersonal relationships. So that's what Student Voice is doing by reaching out and always getting all these student leaders involved.
Students will be receiving an email Wednesday informing them when they can vote. Elections will be held Wednesday through Friday. Make sure you log on and vote. This is Hassan Serini with CVN News.
Up next,
let's check out the Alumni Mentoring event. Alumni from a variety of career fields came back to UMD to give current students insight on their future plans, all in 30 minutes.
I needed something like this.
Roberto Caranco says he had the chance to speak with a mentor in his career field. Caranco wants to go into engineering and says his mentor gave him an idea of what he needs to do to get there.
People are interested in knowing what they should be doing to prepare for job interviews.
Deborah Camber, who works in human resources, was one of the alumni who appeared at the event. Camber says when preparing for a job interview, one of the most crucial things you need to do is research.
When you look for a job, it's not just the employer looking to hire you, but you really need to be selective too in where you want to work.
Camber says students should be researching and job hunting 8 months before graduation. They should be seeking internships or co-op opportunities. She says these things can open up doors for networking.
Go out there and make connections with other people in the field that you're looking to get into.
Letty and Debra, who's also a UMD graduate, says students can mold their future in school by getting involved on campus.
It's not all about the grades. It's not all about the coursework that gets taught through the books, but it's also about the experience overall.
Don't waste your time here. This is the time for you to build your future. The next mentoring session is scheduled for fall 2013. Don't miss it.
I think everyone can take something from their advice. Now let's check out this year's robotics competition. Ray has the story.
High schoolers from around the state came here today to see who could build the most efficient car to win a scholarship. This competition takes place every year. Students build robotic cars to navigate around a track without falling off. Students have 3 times to make contact with the robot, and after 3 chances, they're out of the races.
Last year we had problems with it dragging on the track and kind of slowing down a lot. Sisters basically tried to make everything as smooth as possible.
Alexis Reyes, who's in the Theta Tau Professional Engineering Fraternity, volunteered to help out with the event and to make sure it ran smoothly.
We help them out here and there, you know, as far as like supplies and stuff like that mostly, but mostly they just get to work and they pretty much go and hit the ground running.
Students were able to not only use their skill, but their creativity to design the robots just the way they want it.
We got a couple of very good designs and a couple of designs that are pretty strange, but I have high hopes for those as well.
This competition wasn't all about winning, but gaining experience and learning as well.
I never knew what engineering was really. Just in school, they used to tell us, you build stuff, you draw lacrosse stuff as drafters, but I never really experienced it until now.
Erde Mako and his partner Ira Spolari from John Glenn High School came in first place. They won either a $2,000 scholarship to U of M Dearborn or $500 in cash. They're juniors now, but they say they're definitely considering U of M Dearborn. Who knows? Maybe the brightest and the best will end up here at U of M Dearborn. I'm Ray Larkins, CVN News.
Speaking of Wolverines, we covered how students felt about UMD's switch from the Wolves to the Wolverines. But we want to know how Ann Arbor feels about sharing the name with us. Let's go to Brandon Carr in Ann Arbor.
Last week, we spoke to U of M Dearborn students about the name change, going from the Wolves to the Wolverines. Now, let's speak with Ann Arbor.
I feel pretty excited for you guys. It's good.
I talked to Hunter Greenfield, the administrative assistant for basketball in Ann Arbor, who thinks the change would be a good move for U of M Dearborn.
I think it promotes continuity between the universities.
But not everyone's happy with the switch.
I kind of like it if it stays the Wolves. I feel like it just gives the two schools two identities.
Angela Napoli says each team should be recognized for its own success.
The sports teams start referring themselves as Wolverines. I think it just gets a little confusing.
Not only is UMD changing the mascot to the Wolverines, but emails have been changed as well. Emails will now be at umich.edu like Ann Arbor.
I think all of the three school systems should kind of be on the same page as far as kind of type of education they give students.
Despite people's reactions, the decision has already been made. U of M Dearborn and Ann Arbor are coming together as the Wolverines. We'll have to see what happens with U of M Flint. I'm Brandon Carr, CVN News.
Up next, Zach Walls was on campus. Let's check in with Jamila Johnson with the story.
I'm here at Kutchoff Hall, where gay marriage activist Zach Walls has come to share his experiences growing up with two lesbian mothers.
Zach Walls is truly an inspiration to me. He's a hero of mine, somebody I look up to both as an activist and as a professional speaker.
Catherine Thomas says she identifies on the LGBT spectrum. LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. She believes two people of the same gender can raise a family.
There's religious struggles within the United States that, is not holding us back, but holding back progression.
Zach Walls says he thinks people are scared because they look at gay marriage and they don't understand.
As more people come out, we understand that gay people are our friends, our family, our co-workers, our fellow students.
Walls says in a recent poll, it showed 58% of Americans support same-sex marriage and 81% of people under the age of 29.
I know within my lifetime that I will see marriage between same-sex couples.
Walls wants to see change in same-sex marriage laws.
That we need to have, a single common document that is universally accepted and gives people, in an inexpensive way, a certain body of rights.
And that was Zach Walls here at Kutchoff Hall. Jamila Johnson, CVN News.
And now,
let's speak with Mr. UMD.
When you think of a pageant, you probably imagine a group of ladies competing for the crown. In this case, it's a group of guys. Ladies of Phi Mu sorority hosted the 11th annual Mr. UMD. Patrick Layev took home the crown.
It was a lot of fun. It was for the kids. It was a great cause.
It didn't cost much to come out to the event. Tickets were $5 in advance and $7 at the door. The money raised at the event will be donated to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting the kids and Children's Miracle Network.
Raffle tickets were sold at this event as well. The ladies of Phi Mu gave away prizes for the audience, and even the winner received a prize. So what does this victory mean for Layev? What's next for Mr. UMD?
I take my gift card and go buy a large ice cream cone to enjoy, and then a lot of funny pictures in the crown, and then just using the little bit of publicity I get from this to make people's lives better.
Look out for next year's Mr. UMD and see who's the next to win the crown. Ray Larkins, CVN News. Thanks for tuning in for our CVN Newscast. Make sure you catch us next week. Stay up to date with our newscast on our Facebook page and YouTube. If you're interested in being a reporter or anchor for Campus Video,
stop by our office in room 2128 upstairs in the UC.